Welcome back to Hudson Valley Week in Review. I'm Amy Green. Turning now to Kingston, where a new initiative is in the works that focuses on the development of a support system for ex-cons transitioning from prison back to society. Ulster County's volunteer reentry coaching program, once up and running, will be a stepping stone for returning citizens, connecting them with mentors who will serve as resources, helping their mentees seek employment, affordable housing, and other needs that can be difficult for former inmates to find on their own. The program is currently awaiting final approval from the Department of Corrections. Imogene Simmons-Kelly is one of the leading voices for the reentry program. She gives us a more in-depth view on the initiative.
It's a collaborative effort among the Department of Corrections and Community Supervision, Department of Criminal Justice Services, and reentry counties. And it's an effort to train and provide mentors for returning citizens being released out of state correctional facilities. It's coordinated and, so to speak, implemented by the state in a way that the state provides the training through their volunteers. They have a person that directs it and coordinates and sets up the training. So they give the training, and then they have a process in place where people that participate in the training, once certified, they have to submit an application through DOCCS to get approval, because this mentoring starts, in essence, 90 days before someone is released. So they have an approval process. Well, it's just training that involves creating an awareness of the specific challenges that returning citizens face. You get insight upon their needs and how to relate to them, how to communicate with them. The goal is to provide guidance and to empower them and to encourage them. So you help them in goal setting, you help them manipulate the system, maneuver through the different processes, and provide support. So the training basically, it gives you a backdrop of what it's like being incarcerated and some of the issues they face, and how to initiate a relationship to build trust and to just gradually ease into a conversation, dialogue, so to speak, that will allow this person to share with you their challenges so you can get a better feel of what their individual needs are and direct them to the appropriate sources for support. Right now, it's been being held at the New Progressive Baptist Church. The Reverend Modely Clark, he actually sponsored the initial training in Ulster County. And so we had the training in this building downstairs. I've been contacting different places trying to get space to conduct the training, but for now it's being done here. All volunteers, well, no, there's eligibility requirements to be a volunteer. For example, you cannot be a felon, or you can't be on probation or any form of community supervision. And although people can come to the training, participate in it, to actually be certified to be a mentor for someone returning out, you have to submit your application to DOCS, and they do a background check. So they have the final approval who's cleared to participate in the program. Well, the way that happens is when, after the training and the volunteers, they have to do an application of, you know, who they want to, how they want to mentor, and then it's like an interview that they have. And, you know, they may say, well, I don't want to deal with returning citizens with this offense, you know, that type of stuff. So it's almost like the classification procedure, a form of that they use in facilities, but a mentor will indicate their preferences, and it is woman on woman, man on man. So that's really the basis. Well, for one, if you take someone who's been incarcerated for a while, the moment they've been incarcerated, it's like they're at arrested development. So when they get out, they've spent 10 years, 5 years. When they get out, their mindset is that of 5 years ago. And they face housing challenges. A lot of them have substance abuse issues, mental health issues, employment, income, family divisions. So, in particular for women who have children, they've been separated from their children. They have this, low self-esteem. They don't have relationships with their family, a lot of them. So these are all issues, but the most immediate one is usually housing and the substance abuse issues and the mental health. That's what they usually try to address first. Well, how it's being funded now, like I said, New Progressive has sponsored it as far as a locale. And from my understanding, this DOCS, since they implement the training and they have the process set up for approving volunteers, so naturally they pick up that cost. But as far as how it's going to be funded in the future, as far as location, we're working on that because, we're probably going to try to seek fundraising on separate from DOCS. I have to say that because I coordinated. DOCS has their process in place, and it is a process, and I don't think that people should have to wait to go through all of you have to go through for them to get started. So we're actually in the midst of establishing a mentorship in alignment with but separate funds. So I will seek private funding or whatever to conduct the training, to have a place, just to get it going on in addition with what DOCS is doing. The way DOCS did it, when they conducted the training, the volunteers completed the training and they actually put the applications in the participants' hands for them to submit their applications to get approved. But I think henceforth, when we initiate the training, immediately we'll have them complete the applications at the last session, and just collectively submit them to DOCS. So that way the process doesn't stop. They finish the training, they submit their applications, and then it gets processed. And then when they get their approval, they can go ahead and be paired up and start their mentoring relationship. Well, they have to have really a heart for this. It can't be just a traditional, this is my job, what I do, because their needs are very unique. So really it should be someone that really has a heart for reaching out to returning citizens. And like I said, they really can't be on any form of community supervision. They can't be ex-felons. And pretty much that's it, as long as they have the physical and mental capabilities to participate. And prior to someone being enrolled in the training to say they can participate, usually the way it works, there's a contact and they call me, and so I talk to them like an interview just to get a feel of if they're the right fit for doing this type of thing. Well, I've been on both sides of the criminal justice system. I've worked in jail. I've been incarcerated in the same jail, and I've been embedded in a community full of ex-offenders who just recidivate. And I look at people, my passion in particular is toward women, but in working in that facility with them, I see the gifts and the needs of these people, especially women. And I have a heart for that. By profession, I'm a human resource developer, so I'm into personal and professional growth. But it's personal for me, so that's why I'm motivated to do such. First of all, when you go out, when you get released, a lot of people have nothing. You get released, they give you $40, a bus ticket, and let you go. And you have no clue what to do. And if a person who doesn't have a support system that's been communicating while they've been incarcerated, they get out and they have nothing. So it's like, where am I going? I don't have money, and then a lot of them have to report to their probation officer within 24 hours, and it's up to them to get there. That's huge because you're out here with nothing. So, you need someone to meet you there when you get out, someone who's been helping you develop a plan, because it's just difficult. They face the challenge of the whole world, and you have to remember when they've been incarcerated, they've had someone structure their activities all day long. So it's huge. When you get out, they don't know what to do. They're used to having someone to tell them when to get up, when it's time to eat. And I think that's the biggest challenge of they're overwhelmed, you've been locked up, you're released, and it's just scary. I think the first thing, the message I would like to get, just the language. They've served their time, they've paid their dues, so don't label them as ex-offenders. They are returning citizens, and I would say to them, they have paid their dues. Give these people a chance, remove that stigma, change your perception of who they are. They've been in the criminal justice system that has been set up by the powers that be, supposedly for rehabilitation. Whether or not that's effective, well, the stats tell you that. But when they get out, give them a chance, and don't just be so closed-minded. Give them a chance to reintegrate and to re-enter, because from an economic point of view, it's a good thing. The monies that's been paying to incarcerate someone, it's a lot. And it's a lot more than if you work with them. The community comes together to personally develop these people, to give them the esteem they need and the opportunities to excel. And that's the message I would like for the viewers to get. Yes, right now, well, and I have to distinguish between DOCS. Like I say, I'm coordinating that, but I'm establishing my own nonprofit specifically for women. And I'm sure I'll collaborate and cooperate with their efforts. But other than the mentorship, I'm focusing on self-esteem building, and I do training and development, anything from etiquette to communication skills to networking, for working with children of those of incarcerated. And I have a colleague like psychotherapists, and I have a great network who's going to provide services from daycare services for the parents while they're participating in their requirements for parole and just doing things with the children. And I have another colleague who's providing some healing through like dance, the arts, and we have that in place right now. I have another colleague who's going to provide some literacy, and as we get into it, the way it's coming up, I've tried to do it formally with a design, a structure of addressing it that way, but I've met with a lot of resistance, not enough support. So I know we will start off with the mentoring, with the training, self-esteem training, and the communication etiquette. We have the children working with them, and as needs are identified, I can develop and design programs to address the needs. So. Well, they can get involved by volunteering to be a mentor. They can make donations. They can help us with some space, some furniture, some computers, in-kind donations. If skills, we need board members. I'm actually in the process of selecting our board. So we do need board members with expertise in certain areas to govern our operation. But yeah, pretty much that's it. Donations, cash donations, in-kind donations, volunteering to be a mentor, or just any unique support that they want to give, like on a one-time basis or whatever. Whatever they feel like they can offer to help us would be greatly appreciated.
When we come back, we'll meet one Ulster County resident who's improving the quality of life for those in the community affected by Parkinson's disease and other movement disorders through dance. Stay with us.